All right, should be live now. Looks like all the momentum's gone. SPY and Q's pulling back. Microsoft pulling back. Apple kind of going sideways here. Facebook pulling back. Netflix, what a tear on Netflix. You hit our target on Netflix at 687. Next target is 701. How's Amazon doing? Amazon going sideways. Tesla, same thing. Yeah, so pretty much all the momentum's gone here, which is pretty typical. It's Friday. Most people are probably out of the office by now. SPY is actually technically red on the day, which is only based on yesterday's close. Based on today's open, we are very green. Same thing with Qs. Metaverse retesting the VWAP. Little pullback on Wolf. If it keeps pulling back next week, we're going to add on to our shares. Hey, Ismail, what's going on? What else did we see moving earlier? Nvidia was moving. Yeah, Nvidia had a nice little gap up. Not even on earnings either. Earnings is in a few weeks. What else did we see? We saw eBay moving. Yeah, eBay's almost filled the gap. Look at that. Had a gap down on earnings, and now we popped all the way back up, almost filled the gap. It's not a bad move, to be honest. If you look at the long-term trend, we're kind of maintaining that same trend. What's going on with Bitcoin? It honestly just looks bullish still. Looks like it's doing pretty good. I think Ethereum is a lot more bullish than Bitcoin is. I think Bitcoin has a lot of resistance around like 633, which we tapped earlier, and then around what 65.8. But Ethereum, there's really nothing in your way. Ethereum, massive bounce off the trend, bounced off the pivot almost perfectly. Big engulfing candle. You, I think that's all-time high, right? You broke an all-time high earlier today. There's really nothing stopping you from getting to like 47, 46. I think Ethereum looks a lot better than Bitcoin here. What I think about Net, I've been calling out Net for a while now. We've been keeping eyes on Net. You popped another 6% on Net today. This thing is just extremely bullish. It's just going to keep running, honestly. As long as they don't have a bad earnings reaction, the uptrend is very stable. Yeah, this company is one of the best investments of the past 2 years. If you bought the IPO at 18, it's at 195. It's already up 10x. Same thing with Asana. If you would have bought the IPO late last year, it's up almost 10x. It's about 6x, 7x. Two of the best investments of the past years. You got into 35, nice. ZG, what's that? Zillow Group. They changed their ticker? Oh, why does Zillow have two tickers? Huh. I've never seen that. I've never seen the ticker ZG for Zillow. I always look at Z as Zillow. Must be a different type of shares. But they didn't have earnings. This doesn't look too bad. It's got a pretty strong bottoming pattern. You're kind of breaking out of a falling wedge. The problem is they have earnings, so it's kind of pointless here. You're going to have to wait and see how they react on earnings. If they have a good earnings reaction, this pattern is very beautiful. You have a nice little falling wedge breakout. Momentum's climbing. You are hitting a pivot. You have the 200 EMA around 105. Get above the pivot and the 200 EMA. This thing could start climbing all the way back to the highs. The problem is the real estate market is nowhere near at its peak that it was in a few months ago. So Zillow is probably not doing anywhere near as much volume as it did 2 to 3 months ago. So even if they do beat earnings, getting back to that previous high when we were seeing a real estate craze, it'd be a little hard. I'd say fair value for Zillow, probably somewhere around 120, 130. You guys see Starbucks nuking on earnings? You have a bearish Momo pinch here, so it's probably got some more room to fall. You also have pivot down there around 102. I think if it keeps nuking down to like 100, maybe 95, it could be a fairly good pickup for like long-term portfolios. Yeah, anywhere from 100 to like 90 really is a pretty good area to pick up shares long-term. Did you guys see Steel today? Steel had a massive move. It's up 12% on earnings. Still in this nasty range though. If you can get out of this range, it looks pretty good. They can start pushing above like 28, 29. This could go on a massive multi-year run. But this move currently, it looks good, but long term you're still in a range. Ford, let's see. Ford had earnings recently, gapped up on earnings. Not too bad. It's at 17, actually. Nice. We were trading Ford long term at 12. Should have held on to it. We sold into this pump right here, I believe it was. Beautiful weekly pivot breakout, pulled back to retest it. Now we're bouncing off of it. Looks really good, to be honest. Monthly bouncing off a, what, like a 10-year pivot. It's hard to buy Ford up here, but I think it looks really good long term. So any pullback to the trend should be fairly bullish. Look for pullbacks to like the 80 MA, maybe the OTS trail Maybe go for a gap fill. Could have a pullback on dividends. Very small dividend though. Yeah, I like Ford long term. It's been recovering pretty nicely. PLTR still in a nasty range. PLTR just extremely low volatility, to be honest. It really likes this 27 to 25, or sorry, 27 to 21. It's been ranging here for what, 6 months, 7 months. If they can start to finally get above like 27, 28 and actually hold there, this could be a massive breakout into like the 40s or 50s long term. But short term, you can't really trade this unless you're trading the range. Buy the lows, sell the highs, right? Now we do have the 200 EMA starting to creep up, give us a little bit of bias to the bull side, but you're just trading a range really. QUBT, I haven't seen that. What is that? Quantum computing? Very strange price action. Looks like a penny stock, but it's actually valued at, oh no, it is a penny stock, valued at $6. Okay. I'm guessing they had multiple splits. Yeah, here's a split. Yeah, so it looks like a standard penny stock pump and dump. Pumps and dumps and then splits. Not something that I would be interested in trading. Now, it looks like it's fairly cyclical. It does have it has multiple major pumps, and then it goes off into a accumulation pattern. So right now we're in the accumulation pattern. So if you don't mind having very far downside, you could get a massive spike on this, but this is basically just a lotto. There are certain penny stocks. This kind of reminds you of Doge. If you guys used to trade Doge back in the day, Doge used to do this. It used to have like a massive pump and then long accumulation, then massive pump, then a long accumulation. Very similar to what this is doing. So if you think the downside of bleeding out to like nothing is worth that pump, then you could get a nice little pump out of this, but you're going to bleed out for a long time before you get it. Hey, Bill, have a good one. Come on, Opus. Overstock still pushing, still failing that daily pivot. I like Overstock a lot, actually, but you can't really trade it out here. If you would have traded it when the weekly buy signal on the bot was flashing, it was flashing around like the mid 80s, I think. That would have been a really good entry. But taking Overstock here, it's okay if you don't mind drawdown to like 87, 85. I'd probably be targeting somewhere around 110, 120. A very clean triangle breakout. I'm waiting for like an ADMA, maybe an OTS trail, somewhere around the support, maybe a little pullback to the trend. I haven't been looking at altcoins too much. I've just been watching Bitcoin and Ethereum. But I can take a look at Cake. Let's see what it's doing. It's not really doing anything, to be honest. You're just in an accumulation. A lot of resistance until you break 21. It gets above 21. Looks pretty interesting. But right now, not really. You're in a daily sell. You're in a 50-minute sell, 5-minute sell, 30-minute is in a buy, actually. What's the weekly? Weekly's too fresh, so it doesn't have a signal. 12 hours still in a sell. 4-hour flashing a buy, so you are getting a little bit of buy pressure here. Seems like the short time frames are getting a little bit of momentum. Oh yeah, you guys like that on Mana? We talked about Mana on stream yesterday. It was at like what, 80, 90 cents, and then it pushed into $1. It ran to $1.60 when we closed the stream. Oops. $1.61. So if you guys bought that during the stream, you would have made almost 100%. Hey Rico, what's going on? PancakeSwap has a NFT platform now. I didn't know that. I know that like Coinbase is starting one. I think Solana already has theirs. Ethereum has one. I'm interested to see if the Coinbase one takes off. FTX has one as well. Don't doubt the daily buys on SPY, man. Daily buy on SPY, 4.5%, 20 points already. Same thing with ES. The ES one was actually even cleaner. 151 points, 170 points on the high. It has over a 70% strike rate on ES and SPY, so you typically always want to respect the higher time frame levels. Scanners are pretty much dead here. Netflix moving a little bit. Look at Netflix, man. What a day on Netflix. Just straight up. There's almost no point during the day where you would have been worried if you were in a long. Look at how flat the Momo trend is. Very strong. Anybody in Netflix on stream? Tesla mooning, is it? Tesla's not doing anything. They're having a good day. Up 2%. They actually had bad news this morning. They had recall news on like 2,800 vehicles. But 2,800 vehicles is not very many. I think they've already delivered like what? Hundreds of thousands. So less than like a 2% recall rate is not very bad. Yeah, the Hertz announcement was really good. I should have never let go of my Netflix shares. I let go of my short-term shares around like what, 580 to 600. And then I let go of my longer-term shares, I think around, I can't remember, it was like somewhere from 600 to 620. Now it's at 690. Company doesn't stop, man. Should have known with all their new movies and stuff coming out around this time of the year. Ready for a SPY melt up? Hey, November's the best month of the year. And it's already running into November. We're already past the worst week of the year, too. The worst week of the year is, what is it, the second week of October? Well, it's not the worst week of the year. The worst day of the year is October 20. I think it's the 20th. Yep. The last week of October into November, best time of the year. It has the most like green days in a row historically. There's basically like no point during November where you should be worried, except for like the 20th, somewhere around the 19th to 20th, because that's typically where the options expirations are, and you have the contract rollovers. Besides that, pretty much every single day of November is historically bullish. Why is Microsoft having a good week? They had really good earnings. Really good earnings, and they like never have bad news. Like, when's the last time you heard bad news about Microsoft? Which you would think, because of the chip shortage and the supply chain issues, that Microsoft would be getting hammered, but they're not. GRT, haven't looked at GRT in a while. I don't think many people trade this anymore, to be honest. It's kind of in like a bulldog. You have like a double bottom, popped up. Now we're kind of pulling back a little bit. So if you can stay above the 200 EMA here, this should be the bottom, and you should start a nice little uptrend, maybe to like $1.50. But it has to stay above the 200 EMA. But like I said, I don't think a lot of people trade this anymore. I think the volume on this is pretty low. I haven't seen somebody on Twitter mention GRT in months. You said you heard bad things about Windows 11. You need a Microsoft account so they can track everything you do. You need an email address in order to do anything. Yeah, their updates are getting a little irritating, to be honest. I think I'm on Windows 10. I was on Windows 7 for a long time, and then they finally forced us to switch, and then I switched to Windows 10. I think Sticky was using Windows 11. He said it's pretty good. Netflix is still going. Look at Netflix go. Thing's ripping. Sorry, I was responding to some messages. Let me see. He said every time Microsoft shits out a new Windows, it comes with a massive amount of security flaws. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm I have the same like motto throughout all software, like iOS, Windows, even the new graphics cards. I don't want to be the first guy to get a new thing. Like I hate getting the brand new phone. I hate getting the brand new software. I hate getting the brand new video cards because they always have issues. They're like using you as test dummies, right? So I always wait a little bit and then I get it. Like I'm still using a 1080 on my graphics card. They have fucking 3080s, you know what I mean? I'm 2000 series behind. It's only actually 2 series, but you guys know what I mean. Thoughts on Beyond? I haven't looked at Beyond in months. No, that's probably why. It hasn't hit my scanner in months because it's just bleeding out. I would wait for this nasty downtrend to break, and then I would wait for earnings, obviously. So if it breaks this nasty downtrend on earnings, not looking too bad. But yeah, I never get the new things. I don't get the new software. I don't get the like. I don't even have. Let me see what iOS I have. Where does it tell you? Like it wants me to update to iOS 15, but I haven't updated in forever. I'm on iOS 13. So I'm 2 iOS updates behind. Is TA in crypto a meme? Definitely not. No. If you're trading long term, you don't really need TA on crypto. Crypto is one of the I mean, it works in every market, but crypto works exponentially well. Just buying and holding. Like the whole hodl meme on crypto is actual. Like that's a real thing. If you just buy and hold crypto and dollar cost average, eventually you will, unless it's dog shit, right? But I'm talking about like the big coins, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, FTT, like the coins that are actually being used. If you just buy and hold, you're gonna make money. It might be a year from now, it might be 3 years from now. The coins will go up in value. They are very good investments. The problem that people have in crypto is the leverage. They've had leverage shoved down their throat since crypto was started. Crypto began and they just started giving you 100x leverage or 50x leverage, whatever. So all these traders just had leverage shoved down their throat since day one. They try to trade with leverage, and guess what? They get fucking wrecked. They lose all their money. And then they look back like 12 months later and like, oh, fuck, man, if I would have just held this, I would have made money. No shit. Like that's what crypto is. Crypto is buy and hold and have a longer time horizon. You can trade the short time frames, but you got to know what you're doing. Don't trade like an idiot. Don't use massive leverage. But if you want to just invest your money into crypto, you don't need leverage. These fucking coins do like 50% a year, 100% a year. Like, why would you need leverage on something like that? You know what I mean? Like, people use leverage on stocks because most of the time they don't move that much. That's why a lot of people like options. But on crypto, you don't need leverage. You can literally trade fucking less than 1x. You could trade half an x and you'd make money. And I've said this since like I very first started streaming on Twitch. There are a lot of you guys that lose money trading on crypto that would do just fine if you just lowered your leverage. You missed the first Bitcoin run. Do you think you should buy now? Buying here is pretty hard because you're buying like damn near the all-time high. I think like when Bitcoin goes on runs like this and you miss the move, you're better off just dollar cost averaging on dips, waiting for it to correct because it's always going to correct. That's what Bitcoin does. It corrects. So dollar cost averaging on the pullbacks is the best way to get in on Bitcoin when you miss the major move. You would have a shit ton of money if you just held. And I'm in that boat too, man. Don't think that I'm a fucking perfect trader. Like we were just talking about mana the other day. I had mana at 2 cents. Things at $1.60 now, right? So there's definitely coins that I could have just held that I didn't hold on to longer, right? But I think for like most projects in crypto, like especially if you're really early, you can just put like a 2 to 3 year time limit on it, or a time horizon, I guess you'd say, and tell yourself like I should not sell this for at least 2 to 3 years. And very often you will make a lot of money. I actually don't have very much in crypto right now. I'm holding a little bit of Bitcoin on Coinbase. I'm holding a little bit of Ethereum on MetaMask. Besides that, I'm taking like little trades here and there. I'm not like super invested currently. And that's mainly just because I made a decent amount of money trading crypto this year. So I feel very comfortable pulling my money out and just kind of sitting back. Hey, Keytoy, what's going on? You've been wrecked a lot trying to use leverage. That's like 99% of people on crypto. And like I said, a lot of them are good traders too. They just don't know how to use leverage. If you guys like have to use leverage, like your fucking brain will not allow you to trade without leverage, I think you should be using like 3 to 5x. Like 5x is still even very high. I think 3x is like the perfect number to make money. Like to use a small amount of money and grow it into a bigger amount of money. Like if you want to do small account challenges, if you want to like grow small accounts or just see like compounding gains, I think 3x leverage is like the sweet spot. But once you start going over 3x, you start getting wrecked. And that's only on like the things that don't move very quickly. Like I'm not talking about 3x leverage on Doge or 3x leverage on Shiba. Like those move way too much. I'm talking about using 3x leverage on like Bitcoin, Ethereum, FTT, BNB, the stuff that doesn't really move too much, but they move a decent amount. If you're using like 3 to 5x on like the shit coins that they can move like 20% a day, you're getting wrecked. Like you're getting licked. It's funny. It's literally in the word leverage, right? Like if you look up the definition of leverage, it's in the fucking word. And people don't understand that it's going to multiply your current success or failure, right? So like if you are already doing bad, if you're already a shitty trader, if you're adding leverage to that, it's just going to multiply the fact that you're a shitty trader. And now you're going to be even worse at trading. You know what I mean? So before you start ramping up your fucking leverage, you should be a decent trader already. Like you want to be multiplying your good trades. pushing 100x like a madman. I have literally, I don't think I've ever taken a 100x trade in my entire life. I don't even think, like, when I used to mess around with BitMEX that I ever did that. The highest leverage trade that I've ever taken, I think, is 20x. Like, actually 20x. Like, actually using 20 times my account value. We just took a 20x trade not too long ago, a few months ago. When I withdrew like all my money from FTX, we had like what, $1,500 left in the account, and we 20x'd it. We took a 30k position on Ethereum, which if we would have held till now, holy fuck, would be up massively. But we took a nice little gain on that. I think we made like 6k on that. Leverage is really nice if you use it properly. So like what I keep telling people is like with FTX, it's a sketchy exchange because if you're not KYC, they're like kicking people off, right? And you can only withdraw $2,000 a day. So instead of throwing like 50 grand into an FTX account that would take you fucking forever to get your money off, if you just throw in like 3,000 or 5,000 and then you trade really high leverage, it's basically the same as if you were throwing in 50 grand, you know what I mean? So like if you're someone who already trades with a bigger account value, you don't have to throw that entire account value onto FTX or any exchange for that matter. You can throw in a smaller amount and just use higher leverage. It's the same exact thing. The only difference is you don't have that cash collateral to protect you from being liquidated. But that's a good thing for most of you guys because it's better off. You're better off if you get liquidated on a $2,000 collateral than a $50,000 collateral. You trade a 15-second chart? Yeah, no thanks. That would raise my blood pressure. Nat, most of the guys, well, I think FTX has multiple leaderboards, but I remember back in the day when BitMEX had a leaderboard, it was a percentage leaderboard. It was not a dollar value. So the way that those guys got onto that leaderboard is they would start with a extremely small account, like maybe $100, $500, and then they would they'd basically 100x it, and they'd hit a few good trades, and then it would show that they made like 30,000%, and they'd hit the leaderboard. I think FTX has a dollar value leaderboard as well. That one's a little different. But back in the day, the BitMEX one, they had percentage value. So those were still pretty, like it's not fucking easy to do, even if you're doing a small account. So those are still pretty cool. Seeing people do like 20,000%, 30,000%. But people were thinking like, oh shit, this guy did it with like a $100,000 account. Like, no, he didn't. He did it with a $100 account. Been scalping for 9 years. I scalp every now and then, but I can't scalp every single day, all day. I get way too stressed out. I used to do it back on stream when we first started. Me and Sticky used to stay up till 5, 6 a.m. scalping crypto. But I was sleeping like shit back then. I was stressed out of my mind. I realized pretty quickly that scalping every day was not for me.
Bids coming in on SPY.
Yeah, it's bouncing a little bit. Netflix carrying the day.
Facebook cashing some bids. 323 finally.
That Pfizer chart's pretty clean. Tim, what is that? Is that a week? This is a daily? And that bot's fucking pretty damn good on the daily on Pfizer. gave you a 30% long, gave you a 14% short, and now we're up about 2% on the long. That looks pretty good. You have earnings coming up, which obviously they should beat. They're gonna probably talk about their vaccine numbers, which should definitely help. How does Lowe's look? We've been talking about Lowe's and Home Depot. They both look really good. They're breaking out a massive distribution. So you're in a big distribution here. Now we're ripping. Very clean. Look at Home Depot too. Home Depot looks fantastic. Little toppy, so they might pull back. Maybe to the 80 EMA, 21 EMA. But long term, they look fantastic. Are these indicators free on TradingView or at a cost? So I'm using a couple of indicators. Obviously, the moving averages are just normal moving averages. The monthly VWAP is one of the indicators that we give to the group. But you can find VWAP indicators for free on TradingView. And if you just type in, if you set it to a 1 month instead of like a daily or a 50-minute whatever, that will give you this. It has to have VWAP close, and that's on a 1 month. And then the other indicators I'm using, these are the paid indicators. The Trading Suite, which is this one here, that does the candle coloring and the OTS trail, buy the dip, pivots, all that. And then we have the Momo here. These are both paid. Everything else is just standard built-in stuff to TradingView. Our website is oasistrading.io if you want to look up the indicators. There's a bundle package if you want all of them, or there you are. You can buy them all separately as well. We just released our trading bot last week. We don't have anything like that for the bot yet, but we are looking into creating a Twitter account that will tweet like when the bot has entries and exits. But that's currently being developed. It's not done yet. There are screenshots on the bot page of back-tested signals on SPY and Qs, Bitcoin. What else do we have on there? I think it's just SPY and Bitcoin, but then we have weekly, daily, stuff like that. There's a 3-day trial. So if you want to test it out for free and backtest it yourself, you can do so. We were beta testing it for almost a year and got very good results from people in Discord. Obviously, I backtested it for longer than that, and it has very good results. But if you want to see for yourself, you're free to try out the 3-day trial. It will charge you on the 4th day. So if you don't like it after 3 days, make sure to go into your profile and cancel it. The bot is on the trial. We don't have trials for the indicators, but the bot is on trial. Little bounce here on SPY, not looking too bad. What else is moving here? Nike still moving. Lulu moving. Lulu's been on fire recently. Look at this. Disgusting. Up almost 5% today. Next target on Lulu is 521. You could also target 500 as well. Those are long-term weekly targets based on the weekly impulse. And then how's Nike doing? I've been watching Nike on the scanners. Look at that perfect 200 EMA bounce on Nike. Same as the weekly 50. Nike looks really good. Beautiful uptrend. You could target VWAP on that around 169 and then all-time high. Yeah, I saw Tesla and Netflix are moving a little bit here. Little push on Tesla.
We could end the day on a SPY high day and I mean all-time high and Q's all-time high.
Yeah, Qs is disgusting today. Really strong move.
Funny enough, Apple and Facebook hasn't even moved yet.
Actually, interesting how well SPY and Qs are doing when Dixie's up almost a full percent. A big day for Dixie.
Cause it's gonna get slapped.
Net's still doing pretty good, up 6%. Keep an eye on Tesla here.
Amazon's climbing.
Tesla's moving. Whoa, massive volume just came in on Qs. Qs got big volume there. 500 shares. 500,000 shares, excuse me.
All-time high.
Tesla is ripping. 1135 is the target on Tesla.
459 SPY.
Yeah, SPY's gross.
SPY all-time high.
It's ripping on Tesla. Tesla's making it go higher. You're seeing that correlation that they talked about. Damn, Roku's getting slammed. I'm guessing it's because of Netflix pumping. It's a competitor issue here.
I was about to say that's inverse right there.
They have earnings coming up as well. I wouldn't touch them. If it gets above like 340, it looks better. Roku's just so choppy down at this level. We tried to trade it earlier, and then we got chopped out. Yep, there's the SPY all-time high. Disgusting.
Spies and Qs all time high. I
It's
knew I saw.
Microsoft too. Look at Microsoft flying.
Yeah, bro.
Microsoft and Tesla ripping. PayPal selling off. Yeah, I know PayPal is one of my biggest losses right now in my long-term portfolio. I'm gonna add on to it pretty shortly. I hate playing earnings though. But I'm probably gonna add on some shares before earnings, then add on some shares after earnings. PayPal is honestly it's a bad investment strategy, but it's honestly like a never sell type company. Never sell for a loss, I guess you would say. If you're ever taking a loss on PayPal, you really could just average in as long as you really have a long-term mindset. Like if you're thinking like 3 to 5 years out on PayPal, you're very rarely going to take a loss. I'd be happy to buy PayPal all the way down to like 180 to be honest. We would take a beating on our short term or like on our shares that we already have, but like I said, as long as you have a long-term horizon, you should be fine. Now, I wouldn't do that on dog shit companies, but doing it on PayPal doesn't really bother me.
Deja Bitcoin. Bitcoin's pumping.
Is it? Nice.
15-minute buy just came in on SPY. Let's fucking go, bro.
Blink is moving. We talked about Blink this morning. Blink is pushing here. Beautiful falling wedge breakout on Blink.
Tesla just broke through 1110.
SPY's ripping.
I think that 1135 target on Tesla is going to be very easy next week.
Q's just broke 386.
Damn, those spy calls are like already up 1,000%. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so those are expiring today, so they have intrinsic value. Their intrinsic value would be 50 cents currently. 52 cents. Tatum, I'm not sure what that is. BT popping. I haven't seen that recently. Oh wow, yeah, BT's on fire. They must have had news or something. Jesus, that move is ridiculous. 17% in 5 minutes. I think it's halted. Yeah, it's halted.
They halted me. What the fuck?
I think. No, never mind. That sell wall just got destroyed. SR. I watched it on the DOM on TradingView. It just got wiped out.
It's like 40,000 shares.
Wiped out.
Licked.
Now all we need is a Microsoft Tesla deal, and they'll just keep going up.
Look at Apple. Apple's about to get 150 for the day.
Is this the last? Oh, this is the last day of October. That's why.
Let's go November, baby. Let's go.
Next trading day is November. The greatest time of the year.
Yeah, I got a feeling SPY's just gonna go fucking vertical right after close.
Look at Tesla, dude. 11.14. What's it up from the split? You split at somewhere around 450. You're up almost triple from the split already. And it was a 5-to-1 split. It's almost back to split price. That is ridiculous.
This is crazy. Yeah. Maybe this time I'll get 25 shares again and not sell it this time.
Yeah, Tesla's like a never sell company, dude.
Bro, I was selling it because, bro, right after the split, it just started nuking for like 2 months.
Yeah, it did
Remember?
nothing.
It came down 376. I was like, oh, fuck this, bro. I need to get into something that's actually moving more.
Zero Hedge tweeted, Tesla has gained $310 billion in market cap in 2 weeks, more than the entire market cap of 482 of the S&P 500 companies. Jesus.
I don't think it's gonna stop.
It's going to 2,000, man.
Don't close the bell.
What was Kathy Wood's prediction before it split? 3,000 or something?
4,000.
Going to 4,000 post split. Blow off top. It will be a blow off top once it finally does top, because it's ripping into the high, so it's extremely extended. Like even if you throw like an ADMA on this fucking thing, let's see, where is it? Yeah, the ADMA is 1,009, so that's not too far away. What? That like? Yeah, 10%. That's pretty bad. Dude, remember this highlight? This was when we called it out on stream back in June, when it was breaking this downtrend. Broke the downtrend, retested it, and it's been only up ever since. Look at that weekly candle. Disgusting. That's what you call a ramp up. You see how the ADMA and the 21 EMA are pinched together, and the ADMA starts ramping really quickly off of it? That's clean. Same thing with Microsoft. Beautiful weekly.
Yo, Netflix closed at 690. Insane.
Yep, beautiful week, guys. Monday is November, so as you guys know, as traders, November is the best time of the year. Let's hope these gains continue.
Yo, Dixie, Sell just came in. He's about to slap Dixie right now.
It's going straight up, Johnny. Just be one with Dixie.
Look
You
at
gotta
Bitcoin.
believe.
Bitcoin's getting momentum.
But all right, guys, I'm gonna call it. Yeah, Bitcoin's breaking this little wedge here. I'm gonna call it a stream. You guys enjoy your weekend. We will have the summary of markets coming out on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, somewhere around 4 p.m. typically. Next week we're gonna do a couple more order flow streams. If you guys liked those Quant Tower order flow streams, we'll probably do a couple of those next week, and then we'll do our regular streams the other days as well. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I do stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are new to trading, make sure to check the How to Trade playlist on YouTube. My YouTube is Deja Brew Trading. Most of you guys are watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure to head over to the YouTube and check it out. But yeah, if you guys want to learn more, there's a massive playlist there to help you guys out. That's all I got for you. You guys enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are in the Discord, I'll catch you guys at 9:30 in the morning. Peace out, guys.